Hello, Internet. I'm taking a break. I'm gonna do a Deadpool video later this week. I just don't have the energy. But I did instead want to talk about some stuff I heard rumblings about. So this is going to be kind of a reply video. First and foremost to Howler Mouse, who did this video about fake geeks. And mostly, I feel his heart's in the right place. I mean, he's talking about situations that we've all run into where a lot of us are pretty well versed in what we're talking about. And, just trying to deal with someone who's kind of spouting off, maybe trying to look cool or whatever, but sometimes it's not that, sometimes it's this, but the whole thing of calling them a fake geek kind of has become a thing of late, and I don't know. I mean, I understand it can be annoying when someone's kind of talking about something they don't really know about, and you're like, no. But I mean, sometimes just being like, well, here's this and that, and just kind of explaining it. You don't have to make a big thing of it. Usually they'll stop once you kind of prove that they didn't know what they were talking about. That's general advice, but it's generally true. I just know that sometimes people are trying to talk, and sometimes I know that I've gotten to situations where I hear people talk about characters like, know this, know that, and the sad part is they're both true. I've heard conversations where people talk about Batman, they talk about him doing this and him doing that, and of course the character's been written and done so many ways that they're both right. It can be more interesting when I hear people talk about Deadpool and how he's perceived, and I know for a fact that it's wrong, but I also understand that the general perception of the character is not in line with the actual character, at least until very late, when that general perception became kind of morphed into the media standard, and that's how he's presented mostly in actually video games, and that's when that kind of took off, and that's kind of a whole nother thing. But it happens, and it's annoying, but there's good and bad ways to deal with it, and for the most part I think he pointed out good ways to deal with it. I just feel that it edges on a problem, and that's because of stuff like a video that I Like Comics Too did recently, talking about the whole cosplay debacle. I guess is probably the wrong word, because there's usually one or two things going on with that community, but she was talking about cosplay creepers, I guess, basically, and if that doesn't make sense, I understand. She's talking about mostly cosplayers who put them in themselves that are females into costumes that are generally a touch more revealing. Imagine that. And that some guys would try to pretend to cup them or ask them really weird questions and all that, and yeah, faux pas. But then she showed these videos and the girls are laughing and they're smiling. There's no real indication that they're that off put by anything, but you can kind of feel a vibe, I guess. I don't know, but she got very up in arms about this, and I understand where she's coming from. I mean, people shouldn't be dealing with that, but wherever you go, people are gonna suck. Same with the whole some guy mouthing off about what he doesn't know, some guy doing something that he shouldn't. Could be a girl too. I've seen it just as much. Girls feeling like it's okay to grope a girl quick for a laugh or something, make the other girl really uncomfortable. I've seen that, maybe not as much, but enough that it's not out of line to say that happens in any way, although that tends to be more in the anime con circles, at least the ones I've seen, which is only a couple. But I've also heard enough stories to verify and whatnot, con culture, all that. And when I hear these stories, the same thing keeps coming to mind. Why aren't you doing something about it? Why aren't you saying something about this? Now, again, Heller Mouse's case, he kind of does, and finds a way to generally do a polite-ish, whatever works. I get that. He was talking about a situation with otherwise known as Mark, and that seemed to be a bit more heated, but kind of in good. I wasn't there. I don't know. Seemed to be handled. But these cosplay girls and whatnot, they don't seem to handle the situation. And at a certain point, everybody's there, everybody's having fun. They kind of assume everything's in good humor and not, whether or not they're pushing it. They probably are, because, no offense, but you're in a fucking cat suit. They're going to want to try to push it in case you do like it, because that's the mindset, probably. I don't know. Do something about it. Just say, hey, back off, something. I mean, you don't have to, get violent or create a scene, but just no, we're done. Walk away from the situation. Be done with it. If they escalate it, you escalate it. I mean, return in kind, but I mean, take care of yourself first. I know other things shouldn't happen to other people and all that, but on the other hand, you're responsible. You're the only one who can really say whether or not you're uncomfortable with this situation. You're the only one who can really gauge that. You're the only one who might be there for yourself. I mean, you're in public, so if the public came down, but if they just see a guy and a girl chatting it up and she's dressed like that, they probably assume they're looking for that kind of attention or aren't really thinking about it, which... You can come at that however you want, but if you're dressed scantily clad and you're getting some attention, that seems to fit. That's the norm. So, and I'm not saying girls can't dress like that and then draw a line. You can, but know that you have to draw it. Basically is what I'm saying. And if you're in a situation where some guy or some person is saying something it isn't true, it's on to you to say it. And more to that generally, to kind of take a theme and transition it, I've heard a lot about in the community people talking about I don't want to make a video, I don't know what I can contribute. I don't know if you noticed, but we're all just a bunch of assholes with cameras just talking our mind. Feel free to join in. We're just here to talk about comics. I don't think it needs to be long. It's easy to ramble for half an hour or whatever. Look at James Donnelly. He does it for 3, and people, a small section of people, but some people love it, damn it. And I know I can tend to go on too long, but that's because I'm pulling things together. And I'm trying to work on that. And I feel like in a lot of ways there's a bit more quality back in the day when we were limited more to 15 minutes. But it's good, people make fucking haul videos. Just if you feel like you have something to say, you don't have to be there all the time. Just put it out there, though. If you just have something to say in response to something, make sure to respond, connect so people can find it. But just go for it. And if you're already there making videos, Reader 666 was talking about where she's going and kind of doing more older stuff, and it seems like there's a lot of people that do older stuff. They tend to not get the views, but when you tend to click in, and I kind of get the aversion, you're kind of I don't know, they tend to be quicker videos, but they tend to be filled with a lot more passion because it's what these people want to talk about, because they're not just pulling from the week and talking about whatever they really ended up happen to have bought. That really tends to be the bottom line, right? They're pulling from something that they found that they want to talk about, why they found it, why they sought it out, where it is, and just that's some good stuff. Or if someone tends to talk about manga and they're more from this circle, it tends to be something really interesting. It may not be up your alley, but a 5-minute video compared to maybe, I don't know, a 2-hour long discussion about the most recent whatever, it's probably gonna stick with you a little more. So I don't know. I mean, feel free, jump in, be yourself, talk for yourself. Don't feel like, I don't know. I mean, it takes all kinds, and we could use a few more kinds around, especially since we've lost some recently. And, you know, get out there and be awesome. Basically all I'm saying. And hope you all are having a good time, and just rock on. Ramble. I don't know why, I just wanted to kind of put this out there. But I'm going to be, like, officially getting into my Deadpool stuff soon. Bad week. I need to, so I have enough energy to actually talk about it and get in. And look up how to pronounce Fabian Nicase's name. Anyways, peace. Catch you later. Bye.